First step is getting a calf stomach. The calf needs to still be drinking milk because once calves are weaned off milk, they stop producing the rennet enzymes which coagulate the milk into curd. The stomach displayed here is from a calf that died at birth. This calf stomach has been shredded a little bit at the rumen end, but the abomasum, which is the part that contains the rennet, is still okay. The second step is to identify and isolate the calf's abomasum. Calf stomachs have got 4 chambers: the rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasum, which is also called the true stomach. The reticulum can be identified from the outside since it has a circular shape and a stiff rubbery texture. The abomasum, which is the part we need, is connected to the intestines. The rumen is this shredded part here. It was connected to the esophagus. The omasum is small and difficult to locate from the outside. Identification of the stomach chambers becomes more obvious when the calf stomach is cut open, since each stomach chamber has a different surface pattern. This image shows close-up shots of each stomach chamber surface pattern. Cut the calf stomach open, identify the abomasum, and separate the abomasum from the other stomach chambers. Third step is to rub salt into the abomasum surface. Usually food particles would need to be cleaned from the abomasum, but in my case this isn't necessary since this calf died at birth. The abomasum contains a gooey substance. I've left it there since I heard it contains rennet enzymes. Fourth step is to attach the abomasum to a screen with a needle and some string and leave it to dry in a suitable location. Leave it for a day or two until it's dry. Note that it probably doesn't need to be dried perfectly since it will end up being packed in salt anyway. Fifth step is to cut the dried abomasum into pieces and pack it into a jar with salt. These dried pieces of calf abomasum contain enough rennet to make many batches of cheese. Dried calf abomasum will store packed in salt like this for many years. To use this rennet, take a couple of pieces of dried abomasum and leave them in a glass of whey or water overnight. In this video I've used whey. The next day, pour the solution into milk that has been prepared for coagulation. It may take half an hour or so for the curd to set. Dried abomasum pieces themselves can also be added to the milk to coagulate it. I've only harvested rennet from a calf stomach like this twice, so I'm definitely not an expert. Please leave a comment if you know of any improvements that could be made to this process, or any mistakes I may have made in terminology or anything else.